It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Can't believe it. I missed everything.
Missed the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
Psychic Kimmel's on with us Thursday morning. Got a lot of questions answered and a lot of insight. If you missed it, it's coming up a little later on the podcast. Let's go.
We've got email.
All right, wanted to get to Ashley's email real quick because it's something that is bothering her and her husband. So, oh my gosh, where did the email go? It is right here. Oh, all right. So she says, I'm writing this because my husband has been dealing with an uncomfortable situation at work. There's a female coworker that's been flirting with him and making him feel uneasy. He's told me about it. And while he's been clear that he's not interested and he's hesitant to report it to HR because he doesn't want to cause any waves at work. I'm worried about the stress that it's causing him. I am thinking about waiting in the work parking lot to confront the woman myself.
I don't know.
Ashley, I don't know if that's the right. If he's worried about causing waves by going to HR, I feel like that would cause some waves. Says my friends are split over the idea. I've spoken to them about it. Good idea or bad idea? What do you think? Would it jeopardize my husband's job? I would say that this would cause more problems than what she's doing. But I think he should go to HR. I think if it's something that is causing him to dread going into work, nobody should feel that way. And you work with so many different personalities at different places, and you're not going to vibe with everybody. So I think as long as people know how to behave at a workplace, then everybody should be copacetic.
Well, I know Ashley's listening right now, so I can give you a piece of advice for somebody who, every place that I've ever worked, you just get hounded on by the ladies so much that eventually it just isn't a thing anymore.
Take this
You're just
seriously.
So hold on. There's a girl at this guy's workplace who says nice things to him. And that's what he's going to go to HR with.
He's married.
Doesn't matter.
I don't think she says just nice things to him. It sounds like she makes him feel uncomfortable by certain things that she says.
Then you know what? Then say, you make me uncomfortable. Please don't talk to me like that anymore. What happened to just nipping it right there?
Yeah.
Why do we got to always involve someone else? Now, if she
Ashley,
won't,
has he said anything? You can text us.
If he hasn't, then just have him say something. Now, if she keeps it up, right, it's persistent, then fine. You got to find a resolution because, listen, you're going to say something to this girl, and it's going to be taken in an off-color tone, and now you're the bad guy. You know what I mean?
7694 says you should absolutely confront in the parking lot.
No, I think that's the worst
bad
thing.
advice.
Listen, people bring guns and knives and rocket launchers to parking lots. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't get it in a spot where it could get physical because then there's a lot of people going to jail.
This is what I teach Liam. If there's something that you need to say to your teacher, you say it first. And then if you need my backup, yeah, I'm there for you. I got you.
I believe in that.
But your husband has to put his big boy pants on and say, if he hasn't confronted her first, he has to do that first. And then if he has, and it's still continuing on, HR is the next level. You know, you don't moan down, you moan up. And so you have to make sure that they know that this is going on.
Anybody else been through something like this? You want to recap our email here real quick?
I would love to. It's from Ashley, and she said that she was writing us because her husband has been dealing with an uncomfortable situation at work. There's a female coworker that has been flirting with him and making him uneasy, and he told her about it, and he has been clear. Oh, so he has talked to her. Sorry. Has been clear that he's not interested. He has not reported it to HR because he doesn't want to cause any waves at work. Ashley's thing is she would love to just wait in the parking lot, confront the woman. She talked to her friends about it. They're split over the idea. Is it a good idea? Bad idea? What do you think? I think you should let your husband handle it. If he goes to HR, if he goes to the highest of the high and they still can't do anything about it and he doesn't like going to work, then what do you do?
I love confrontation, but two chicks battling out in the parking lot is never going to be a good idea.
Oh, my God. You've had dreams that start that way.
I know. I just, I can't encourage it. Maybe I got on a bad thread on Instagram where it was a lot of parking lot fights and some shootings and stuff like that.
God.
And I was like, I'm afraid of being in a parking lot now, right? Like so many bad things happen.
Is that violence occurs.
And now you got your wife and your coworker in jail together. They're probably going to end up dating, and now you lose them both.
Cut to
Could happen. Ben, hey, I appreciate you text and you calling back because you kind of dealt with this, right?
Man, the same thing happened to me just a few months ago. It was crazy.
Really?
I took it to
Okay.
HR, and it was like they almost laughed me out of the office. I couldn't believe it. Like, no one was taking it seriously, and it was a little like, oh, my God, I can't believe that these people are not, on
Helping
my side
you?
on this. Like, yeah, this is their whole job, and they're treating it like it's a joke. Like, oh, like a man can't be harassed at work. Like, I can't be made uncomfortable.
So what was happening with you, your situation?
Oh my God. She would just make the weirdest comments about, things I was wearing a lot. There was a lot of touching.
Really?
And
Okay.
And it's one thing if she's like a touchy person, but it was just with me. And it was, the comments about, oh, have you been working out? Stuff like that, grabbing the arm.
Wow.
It was a lot.
I think there's a take on it that some people would look at a man and say, oh my God, get over it. But if they did that to a woman, then it would be well, don't tell me to get over it.
Yeah,
It makes me uncomfortable.
This is a
And-
crazy double standard.
It's one thing for, the coworkers to not take it seriously, but hey, I take it to HR and they treat it like a joke. Like, what do you guys do here? Like, I don't even want to go into work at this point because it's like, oh, now I'm not. Now no one believes me. Now no one cares.
Aw.
Like, now I'm supposed to look at these people with the same way. It was just made me so uncomfortable. It just really turned the whole job on its head. It was a good job.
When you take it to HR and they don't do anything about it.
as much as you want to laugh because it's not like societal's norm that a guy would be being made to feel uncomfortable at work, it's still a thing. Like, I think about my husband, I think about my child. Would I want my son to feel a certain way when he goes to work? No. So, Ashley, do not meet anyone in the parking lot. Okay? I know that you have some words for it, but let your husband take it over. And then let us know. After he goes to HR, let us know. The recap.
What if they don't do anything for him?
That'd be a travesty.
I mean, what is the next move then? What do you do?
Go visit a lawyer.
Is that it?
Yeah. I'm not a huge sue happy person. I think you have to have a case or you're going to look very funny. But I think that if it's keeping you from being productive at work, you have something on your hands.
Bingo! How fun!
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo. Bingo!
Bingo what bingo?
Bingo!
All right, let us segue into listener bingo. This is where you get to provide a really cool story for us because maybe you're somebody listening who
Who had an over-the-top gender reveal. This is why you let somebody else handle this, because this bakery left a voicemail on the expectant mother's phone.
Hi, Ariel. Please give me a call regarding your order. You ordered a single lemon with blackberry, and we don't have blackberry filling. The only thing that actually makes the lemon single lemon is the lemon curd, and you want a gender reveal. So we need to talk about the cake.
So blackberry or blueberry would be blue, a boy. Raspberry or strawberry would be a girl. So could you imagine getting that? You're like, all right, great. I'm having a boy. I'm excited, but wow. So you had an over-the-top gender reveal.
I'm looking for anyone listening who has spent a significant amount of time with a residence that's not an apartment or a house or something like that. Like you lived in a hut, a teepee, a little shed in the woods.
A yurt.
Oh, yeah, something like that. And I'm fascinated by, if you haven't seen, Tesla has, and they're now selling for an exorbitant amount of money, the pull behind camper for the Tesla Cybertruck.
Yeah.
It's I think it's like $125,000 for the camper. And
I saw
obviously it's a good look. I think it's bulletproof just like the truck is. But when you go all of a sudden, if you pull that thing with the truck, you're in $250,000. You probably got to live in that thing for a while. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. And Chloe, you're the first through. So which one do you fit? You've lived outside of a home for a long time?
We were in a yurt for Christmas vacation last year.
Wow. And tell everybody what a yurt is like in your eyes. Describe a yurt.
It's kind of like a really big tent, but it was on a rocky hill in Colorado.
Okay.
How many people in the tent?
There was my mom, so 5 of us.
Wow.
And was it cold or did it have heating? It kind of felt like it had the creature comforts.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Would you ever do this again? I mean, like, let's say you get, how old are you, by the way, right now?
You had to walk to the bathroom where the bears were. It was really scary.
That would get me right there. I don't want to leave where I'm
And there were
sleeping.
mountain lions.
So your mom and dad thought it would be the best idea to take you out in the wilderness with the bears and the mountain lions and live out there for a while. That's what I'm getting?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. And you had no problems with that.
Nope.
And you lived to
It was
tell the
actually
tale.
really fun.
Good.
And how long ago, how long were you out there? You said it was over Christmas, so I'm guessing it was pretty cold, but how
Yeah,
long?
last year in Christmas.
Okay.
Christmas vacation.
But the biggest question I think everybody wants to know is, does Santa come to yurts?
No.
No, he stiffed you. He stiffed you in the wilderness?
Oh, we did. We did. We actually seen him on the train.
Oh, all right.
Santa's on a train now. I like that.
For a brief moment, you thought he couldn't be everywhere. Of course
With
he can.
Scrooge.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I heard they hang out a lot together. Maybe they do some.
I just
fun
verboed. You can verbo a yurt. So, what a fun experience.
Is it
if you
expensive?
don't have to leave and poop by bears?
Chloe, real quick, one last question. How old are you?
I'm 10.
Okay, in 10 years, let's say you're a sophomore in college and your girlfriend say, let's go stay in a yurt. Would you do it?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for checking in. This was interesting stuff. I hope you have a great day today. I know you're a little bit under the weather, Kat, and I would like to ask what you feel like your age is. If you were blind and you couldn't see yourself, how old do you feel today?
Is this a setup?
No,
Are you
not at
going
all.
to give your opinion?
Not at all.
I would say today, looking about 48.
How do you feel, though? What do you feel?
Feeling about 58.
Okay.
And I know tomorrow I'll feel normal.
So-
I feel like I'm back on the mend.
When you get to be my age, what you notice is when you have your 50th birthday is everybody asks you, well, how old do you feel? I don't know
Yeah.
why, but that's like a monumental birthday, right? So I had somebody, another guy that I coach football with goes, well, you're on the back nine now. And I'm like, please don't tell me I'm approaching death. That
Yeah.
doesn't do anything for me. But these are the things that people do or say that would indicate you're feeling a lot older than you are.
Okay.
If you have some hard miles on you, perhaps somebody
Yeah.
would say. Do you, Kat, feeling much older than you are today, ever sit on your bed for a couple minutes before you really get the day going,
Oh, my
thinking
God.
about how tired you are?
So today, I got in the shower, got dressed, and then I made the mistake of laying back down in the bed.
So you
And I
did
said
this.
to Derek, I'm like, oh, if I could just have like 20 more minutes to lay here, and I could only have like 100 seconds, before I had to get out the door, but it felt so good just to lay back down.
You're 1 for 1.
Yes.
Kat, feeling older than you really are today, have you ever saved a cardboard box and used the words, well, it's a really good box?
This started last year. And my mother-in-law looked at me and she goes, yep. Like she had been waiting her whole life for me to realize those boxes are going to come in handy.
Kat,
And I know they will.
feeling older than you really are, do you ever get the feels, and it's an irritated feel, when you go to the grocery store and they've rearranged some of the aisles?
Yes. And I don't want to call them out because I think Walmart looks really good now. Kind of looks like the inside of a Kohl's. But they've switched some stuff around and I'm not digging it, Where
Kat.
are the freaking candles?
Feeling older than you really are today, have you ever noticed that your kitchen always needs cleaning?
Yeah. When you have dark wood floors and
Doesn't
white
matter
counters.
if you take out the garbage or if you do anything else.
There's
it
always something.
needs cleaning. Again, these are the signs that you're living years beyond your actual age. Have you ever used the phrase, we have food at home?
I did yesterday to Liam. I'm like hitting every single point on this, and I'm not even old. This just means I'm like an old soul.
It means you're emotionally 10 years older than you physically
I think I've
really are.
always been that way. That's why I've always dated men that were like 20 years older.
And the biggest telltale sign that you're getting old, even though your age might not indicate it,
I can't get this one.
I can guarantee this one beyond any doubt has happened in your life. Have you ever used the words, when something very fun is on the horizon, yeah, but I got to get up early for work?
Yeah.
Of course you have.
But I have the best excuse. I have to wake up at like 3:30. So
When I say things like that, like, oh my God, we have a 7:30 game on Tuesday night, and somebody would be like, Well, yeah, you got to get up early, don't you?
Yeah.
Yep. And I get zero sympathy from anyone in my life because I've been doing it for so long. But those are the biggest ones, guys. If you caught on to like even 2 of those and you just admitted that was happening in your life, your age is really about 10 or 15 years older than you really are. And there's not much you can do about it. It's all downhill from then. Like I've heard, you're on the back 9.
Waking up in the Playhouse.
I don't believe somebody said that to me, too.
Yeah, it's rude. Was it someone that was older than you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So...
And I said, well,
just wait for it.
I said, that puts you almost in the clubhouse, doesn't it? He's like, oh, not funny. And I'm like, well, then why would you ever say something like that to me? Ashley was first through this morning. Hi, Ashley. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You feel like you have some demons following you.
Yeah, it's like a black cloud or something. And I just want to know, like, when does life get easier?
Oh, all right. Kim, straightforward. What do you got for Ashley?
So it's like, when does the black cloud go away?
Yeah.
So it's your own stuff, I will tell you. It's not somebody else projecting onto you. This is like your own garbage. And okay. I heard as soon as your addictions go away. And addictions do not always mean like alcoholism, drugs. Like people need to understand it's not always that. But right away everybody is like, oh, you're addicted to drugs, you're addicted to alcohol. No, this is literally the addictiveness of always searching for something to fulfill a need, a void, instead of being at peace with yourself. So this could even be caffeine. This could be addiction to our phones, our TVs. Like and I heard as soon as your addictions, when you let go of them, you'll feel so much better.
What are you clinging to, Ashley?
I don't know. I mean, it could be caffeine. It could be my phone. It could be trying to find love. I have no idea at this point. I'm just over it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, are there a lot of things that you do every day that you probably don't need to because it's keeping you in this position? Do you think maybe you need to be more conscious of it? I'm not calling you out, but...
I don't know. I have a lot of stress. I have a lot of kids. I'm a single mom. I work. So I don't know if that has something to do with it.
That would do it.
Kimmy, you're saying she's just supposed to drop the kids off at the fire station? Is that what you said?
Oh, that is horrible.
No, not that.
Send them to their dad.
Not that. Okay. Well, Ashley, keep digging around. I'm sure you're going to find what it is. And obviously, when you let go a little bit, things are going to get a whole lot easier. Thank you for calling. Let's bring Chelsea on the show this morning. Morning, Chelsea. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I'm sorry to hear about Mom. It was about 2 years ago she passed away?
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
Okay. Well, what's your question for Psychic Kim then?
So I guess if I got to narrow it down, I was trying to rack my brain before the call here. My question is there anything more that me and my boys could be doing, I guess, to anchor in the healing and honor my mom and in all the best ways and parts of her?
Yeah, I'm sure this isn't an uncommon request, Kim. You know, like how can she, obviously she's struggling. How can she, help the healing progress?
Yeah. We all know losing loved ones is not easy, especially when you two were very, 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 very close. I feel like she was, I see a sign of a rock, so that tells me that she was a rock for your family. She did a lot. You relied on her in a good way, not in a bad way, but you relied on her a lot to just calm you down, bring you a sense of peace. So I feel that off of you. So for you and your kids, it really comes down to time. And then I heard being outdoors. The more outdoor time and seeing the beauty of a flower being blooming, seeing the trees changing colors, like all these little things that we sometimes don't look at. They're like, look at the beauty around you. Start paying attention to the life that's actually being formed right around you. Life and death occurs right in front of us in beautiful forms. And they're like, you can find solitude and peace within that for your healing.
Getting outside, seeing a little more nature, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chelsea.
That was beautiful.
All right, go for it, and let us know how it goes. You know what I mean? Like, give it a couple of months, get outside a little bit more, and see if that really helps. Give us a call back.
Thank you so much.
You're
Kim,
welcome.
And thank you, guys.
Bye.
Hang in there. Appreciate you. Hi, Sandy. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you.
We got Psychic Kim, and you got some surgeries coming up. What do you want to know?
So I have some surgeries coming up, and I just want to make sure that everything's going to go okay. The outcomes are going to be okay. So they're going to be taking some stuff out, and I just want to make sure that it's not going to come back bad.
Okay. Be like, no, I see you jumping up. This is funny. See you jumping up off, say, a hospital cart or something like that, jumping up and be like, woohoo, and like running out of a facility. Like, I'm good. So that's the image I initially got, was like, oh, if you think something's going to be wrong, you will create something that's wrong. Okay, you can't. Your mind is actually very powerful. You have a lot of intuitiveness within you. You have a sense of knowing. You know your body. You're like, trust that you can change the outcomes. You're just letting a little bit of the fear creep in, which we all do as humans. So I'm not pointing you out specifically, but just in general, we do this because it is scary. But they're like, you have to trust yourself. The other thing, I do see you changing diet. I'm not quite for sure exactly what diet I'm going into, but they do show me that there might be a little bit of something. They're like, well, it could be. So I hear you are going to have to do some dietary changes, some more natural health changes afterwards, but it's nothing that you cannot tackle. You're good.
Awesome.
It's actually going to turn out very well.
That is great news.
All right, Sandy, good luck with the surgeries. Thanks for letting us be part of it here.
Thank you.
Good morning, Sam. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Appreciate you holding for Psychic Kim. Thinking about a new man in your life. What's your question then?
Well, so I've been single for like over a year now. My kid's dad keeps, I don't know, it's just messy. And I'm just hoping that I'll be free of him and can move on with my life soon.
So are you going to be free of your child's father soon is what you're asking?
Basically. And
Perfect.
yeah, and will another person creep in?
All right, let's start with the baby daddy here, Kim.
Yeah. So it's going to, okay. Just get an ick feeling throughout my whole entire body. Like anxiety feeling. So yes. It's going to take about 2 years to really feel like you again, to really feel a sense of independency, to feel like you are truly ready to have somebody in your life that can see you where you're at then. But right now, if you're pulling in any significant other, it's just a distraction and you're not actually dealing with, it's almost going to create the situation where it's between you and your ex. So right now, the ex is your first and foremost thing, and you got some inner work that you got to get done too. I could just feel the anxiety and just some insecurities within yourself that you need to work on first.
All right, so it starts at home?
Yeah.
All right, Sam, hopefully that offers you a little clarity. Hope you have a great morning.
Thank you, you too.
Yeah, take care. We appreciate it. Man, I got time for one, maybe two more at the very most. Hi, Brianna. How are you feeling?
Good. How are you?
Great. What would you like to ask Psychic Kim this morning?
I guess my wife and I had a son like almost 10 months ago, and he was just born with a lot of like health issues. He's had quite a few surgeries already, and we're just wondering like, will he catch up? He's pretty behind in a lot of things. Like he's 10 months and he still can't really put down anything other than a puree. He can't sit up on his own yet. Like he can, but he'll eventually like tip. So just wondering like if he'll get to the point where he's catching up sooner than later.
Yeah, Kim, what do you feel here?
Okay. So I will hear it will be a struggle to be normal. And when I say normal, what you would normally see kids run around in elementary school, he won't be at that level. The way when you actually see him, he's got a lot more. His job here on Earth, or his purpose here on Earth, is way more than just being a normal person. They said he's here to really expand love, to help people, educate, teach. He's a little healer himself, just letting you know. So he's helping you guys learn yourselves on a whole nother level. So they're like, you got to look at it from that way, that perspective. But as far as him being, quote unquote, normal, it's going to take him quite a while. And you probably won't get to see more of a normal time until he's in his later teens, early 20s. That's when he'll be quote unquote normal in our society.
Yeah, but this is a special situation, though. You're saying is like because like the not normal is what you really want out of your kids, right? You want them to be different.
Yeah,
I gotcha. All right, so kind of a mixed blessing thing, then, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Bree. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit.
And get the second and third opinions. When you go to doctors. Because that's how you learn a little bit more about what you're dealing with, easier ways to make his life easier, your life easier, better. So
All right, hang in there, Brianna. We appreciate you. Have a great morning.
Thanks, you too.
Take care. I got time for one more call with Psychic Kim real quick. Alicia, good morning. How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Thanks for asking. You got Psychic Kim. What would you like to ask her?
All right, so I was in a relationship previously with my son's father, and at the time we were both in an unhealthy spot with his addictions and my addictions, and we kind of separated. But recently we've kind of rekindled and just been like hanging out as friends and getting to know each other, and just wondering if this is a relationship that now that we're both healthy and in a better spot is something that is going to progress, is worth progressing, or if it's better to just keep it separate as it is as friends.
No, keep going with them. It's good. It's a lot more healthier. I heard progress. That's what I kept hearing. So that means keep moving forward with it. I love the fact that you both did your work or are doing your work also, because that never ends. But you two are actually, you're a support system. You are teachers for each other. As long as you can continue to see how well each other are teaching each other, it will be very beautiful and turn into more fun-loving, healthy relationship. So keep going with it. Good job.
Awesome. Thank you.
Did that surprise you, Alicia? Did you expect her to say, this guy is toxic for you, you got to get away?
Kind of, just because of our past.
Yeah.
But it's just, and plus because we kind of hurt each other, I've kind of accepted my faults, but I don't feel like he's accepted his. So I feel like, he doesn't want to label us anything, but we do everything that couples do. We just not labeling it boyfriend and girlfriend. And I don't know if that's just, it scares him because of our past or what, but I just, I like how things are going, and I just don't want to be just something that's not worth it. I don't want to pursue anything that's.
Go for it. Don't get in the way.
Help him find his faults. I do with Derek and JJ all the time. So it's nice to keep people in check and say, these are your shortfalls. And
yeah, as soon as you get off the phone with us, I want you to text him what the worst thing about him is.
Make a
That
list.
should be a healthy way for you guys to continue this relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was joking, Alicia. Don't do that. Whatever you do, I
I'm
appreciate
not
it. Have a great morning.
Call you back.
I've got to take a second here during the show and give a special shout out to Mr. Faust, who was my 7th grade biology teacher. Screw you, Mr. Faust.
Oh, so this is not a good shout out.
I made it. Now, when I was in 7th grade biology, and I thought about this almost every second of Tuesday, which was my 50th birthday, this guy, I almost lit the whole school on fire a couple of times playing with Bunsen burners.
So could it have been him screaming that at you when that happened?
He was my
That you won't
motivating
make
force.
it?
He
Okay.
told me that I was reckless and that I would never make it to 50. Those were his words. I remember it like it was yesterday. He
I
pulled
find
me
it hard to
aside.
believe he's the only person that has ever said that.
Nobody's ever given me a number, though.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I was born at 4:11 p.m. and I was at football. I was rolling up to our football game.
Yeah.
And I got to the field and I sat there in my truck and I thought, I don't know where you are right now, Weasley looking guy, but screw you.
But
I made it. Like that was been now I might die tomorrow and that's fine. But screw you, Mr. Faust.
I thought you were going
I made
to
it.
say thank you so much for teaching you a lesson that you used yesterday and it helped you get through something.
No, I just needed to give it an extra day because of calendar shifts and everything like that. I wanted to, before I really gave him the screw you, I wanted to get at least a day away from my birthday. And so today I thought it was fair game. Now, I'm probably going to get hit by a bus today. And he'll go, well, it was pretty close, but screw you, I made it.
I'm glad you got that off your
Yeah,
chest.
man, I've been thinking about that guy for 25 years.
Can you help me? Can you help me?
welcome Amy to the show because anytime somebody hits us up with something with the word underage, I'm like, ooh, somebody's in trouble, but not probably what you're thinking here. You want to tell everybody what's going on?
I actually have an underage kid working for me right now, but I didn't know that at the time that I hired him, and he's like 15, so he's kind of teetering on the edge of when he can get a job and not. But anyway, someone tipped me off, and I don't know if I should tell my coworkers or not. If I should fire him and let him go. I kind of want to keep him because he's really good at his job, and I don't know. I feel like I really wish someone wouldn't have told me because everything was so good. And now I just feel like I'm going to get in trouble.
So originally, what did he tell you his age was?
He told me that he was 17. So I thought he was fine.
I don't own a business, so there are different rules, I guess.
Well, like driving, like a company vehicle, obviously you can't drive it.
Has he been doing that?
Oh, my God, he has. Oh, God.
I'm in like a lot of trouble if anyone finds out, and I mean I'm the only one that knows, and now he's so good. He's like always on time.
I know. Are there other things that you can keep him on board with and not drive a vehicle, or do you feel like the people that work for you are going to have a problem with letting a liar continue to work there? Is that where your head's at?
No, I'm just worried that someone's going to tell on me, and then I'm going to get in trouble from my higher ups. I'm not really concerned about, someone getting mad at him.
I think you got to be concerned with your insurance. Like, there are certain things that, let's say something bad happens. This kid gets behind the wheel. Somebody gets really hurt. Like, that's on you now. Your insurance is not going to cover a 15-year-old in your company vehicle.
I know he may want a job or need a job right now, but I would say if you talk to him and say, I can't have you doing this, but I could hire you back when you're legal and able to do the following, then maybe you can hold that job for him since you know his work ethic.
This is scary.
It's really hard to find someone right now that has work ethic like that.
He's so good.
Right.
He's so good.
Right, I get that. So hang on a quick second. Well, you would fire him or not fire him? I would can this kid right away.
The fact that he lied, but he needed a job and he's really good, it's hard to find good help. And so I think if you have somebody that wants to make money, that wants to have a job, find something for him to do that won't put you in that situation. I did look up some of the stuff that you could do as far as like what age levels in Minnesota. And if you're 11, you could be like a newspaper carrier. But then if you're 14 and 15, you can only work a certain number of hours.
Right.
So that's where you could get into dicey areas. Type of work for minors under 16. They can't be in like hazardous conditions, like welding and stuff.
Did you hear?
So,
clearly, this kid has been driving a company vehicle
I know.
at 15. You got to can him right away.
What if he has this backstory like he's trying to make money for his family?
Then don't lie about it.
I would keep someone on board. I would say, we got to find something for you. I would talk to the other people that work there and say, listen, he's doing this because he needs to make money. There are a lot of people out there that are just milking off the system that won't get a job.
I get that, but they didn't lie to you as the first act. I mean, think about that.
Most people lie not to go to work.
Right.
This kid lied to get a job, to make money, and he does a good job. So,
well, I feel like you got to protect the company, but I want to get your thoughts on this real quick. Do you fire this kid? He's 15. He said he was 17. He's been doing a bunch of stuff, obviously driving a company vehicle. Do you fire him or do you just let this roll? I'd love to get your thoughts on it. OPP this morning. Talked to Amy a couple of seconds ago, and basically she is probably in some hot water.
I actually have an underage kid working for me right now, but I didn't know that at the time that I hired him.
So he lies on his application. He says he's 17. He's really 15. He's doing things a 17-year-old can do in the workforce.
And a 15-year-old legally should not.
Right.
It was inferred. But the thing is, like, I just look at it like, wow, this teen is carving out time instead of hanging with friends, wanting to make money. So I don't think firing him is the answer. I think finding something for him to do that's age appropriate until he can help you out with things that are legal.
I just don't think you can afford this insurance if something goes wrong here.
And who are these coworkers that are like so put out and upset by it? Probably ones that don't do a good job.
Yeah,
and
Karen,
he does a good job.
Do you fire this kid right away, Karen?
No, absolutely not.
What?
Yeah.
No, because I feel that I feel that he should be able to get he should get a different position in the company until he's able to do his job.
How many liars that put your company at risk do you hire across your lifetime, do you think?
I don't know, but I'm not going to say the companies that I work for, but we had that happen. It wasn't like a minor, but still a minor. And we just moved that individual to a different place in our company.
Yeah.
Until she was able to do it. So,
I get the empathy here, and I get wanting to hire. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate it. And I get wanting to hire people that want to work, but you straight up put my company at risk.
I don't think at 15 you realize what their risk is. You know, you might just say, I'm going to do a really great job, and they won't even care. You know, you're a teen. You think like a teen.
Beth, thoughts on this?
Just curious as to why he can't hold a different position and just not drive.
Right. And that's what I'm thinking, too. I think to find that people lie for different reasons. Some people lie for malice reasons. I don't think that is the case with this kid. I think
My daughter's been working since she was 13 in Minnesota. They just, like you said, they have to stay under a certain amount of allotted hours.
I know, but if let's say she's driving a company vehicle and all of a sudden they're like, you're not 16. And she's like, well, I just wanted to work. Like, you got to can that person, don't you?
Well, she didn't say he was driving.
Oh, there was enough pause there for us to understand that he was driving. And I think that's what she's afraid she's
or maybe
getting caught
doing
at.
Something that his age range can't be doing.
Let's assume he's driving a company vehicle. Do you can him?
No.
Wow!
Yeah,
I
wouldn't either.
Crazy.
There are certain types of liars
There's too
to me.
much red tape in the world these days to not put kids in a position where they can have some great learning experience.
Yes.
Stop the driving and keep the kid on.